The coronavirus has forced us to cancel events and stay at home, and that's because even a trip to the store could be potentially deadly. The world has been off its axis for nearly 8 months now. And while those who are married or have kids have their own complaints about COVID, one could argue singles have been particularly cut off from the rest of the world. So tonight, in a News 11 exclusive, we explore dating during the pandemic.
Looking for love has never been easy. Add a global pandemic that forces the world into quarantine, and your shot at love looks dimmer than ever.
Kind of want that best friend vibe.
Take Lena Schultz, a beautiful woman who's ready to find the one, but is now navigating this new normal that includes risks and restrictions.
I would say it's definitely directly impacted my dating life. I think it's also directly impacted my mental health.
Pre-COVID, Lena was frequently going on dates. Now there's been just one in half a year. She admits it's left her lonely.
In the beginning, it was just really off-putting being so secluded and alone for that amount of time, because that's simply just not a norm.
She also admits the first few months she was hardcore about quarantine, but like so many is quite frankly exhausted by it, so is choosing to adapt. The popular dating apps are too, giving the option now to FaceTime first. Bumble, for example, reports video calls on its platform increased by 70% from the middle of March to early May.
I think it's also cool that people are still able to talk and meet new people, I guess, over these different platforms versus having to find someone at a bar, which is not really the scene right now.
And while Lena has been cautious, data shows a lot of young people are not heeding the warnings and are in fact the super spreaders. In Yuma County, those between the age of 20 and 44 have consistently represented the majority of COVID cases.
I even left one of the bars because I felt too overcrowded, there were people breathing in my face.
Dr. Christina Diaz from Yuma Regional Medical Center wants those looking for love, though, to know just how dangerous dating can be right now.
And so to watch them struggle to breathe and to watch them have fear in their eyes, knowing that you can't do a whole lot, is probably the worst part of this.
That's why Dr. Diaz echoes the guidelines from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention that state you are your safest sex partner.
Being in close contact with anyone outside of your home can be dangerous. And really, you should really limit that contact.
And if you do get physical with others outside of your household, the CDC says have as few partners as possible. Pick partners you trust, avoid kissing, and this.
I know CDC guidelines are saying have sex with a mask on. Is that even realistic?
I read that and I did laugh to myself.
Dr. Diaz also suggests making the STD talk the new COVID talk.
It's a little awkward, for your first kiss, but what a great story to tell your grandkids.
She says it's too big of a risk not to.
Remember that COVID is in our saliva and other secretions.
So, not only does your physical health matter, but also your mental health. There has been a significant spike in those seeking help.
The ability to connect is profound in our ability to help heal our mental health and the depression and anxiety that many of us are struggling with.
Licensed clinical social worker and owner of Yuma Counseling Services, Troy Love, says there's an actual science to love.
From a neuroscience perspective, having a connection creates a hormone in our brain called oxytocin, which is the cuddle hormone or the bonding hormone. When we have that hormone running through our body, we feel more calm, we feel more at peace, we feel like the world is in a better place. And so having somebody who can be there with you, holding your hand, giving you a kiss, being with you, hugging you, creates this sense of security, which we could really use right now.
While so many are grateful for the technology that's risen from COVID, it's just not quite the same. And Love says not acknowledging your needs can be harmful.
Cyclical thing where I feel so scared, so I'm going to isolate, which makes me feel so scared. And so it can make things worse than saying, okay, Yes, I know it's scary, but I'm going to at least try to call one person today.
Again, these days, meeting people out in the wild is a hazard. So perhaps some good coming from all of this is that the choices are more intentional. Lena, like so many, says the pandemic has forced her to seek out something more real because casual dating is out. COVID, as bad as it is, has provided an automatic connection for those looking for love. We are all dealing with something similar. There is a shared experience to discuss. Some say it's slowing things down, but others say it's actually propelling things forward, getting to know someone first before the mask comes off.
People are over this. I get it. It's not gone.
So while we don't know yet how this love story ends, we are all navigating the new norm, each other's rules and boundaries, while balancing safety and the need for a connection.
And experts recommend if you do go on a date, be outside in a well-ventilated area, and as awkward as it may be, mask up. Also, seek help. A lot of people are feeling depressed and anxious. These are strange times, so be kind to one another and good luck on your quest to find love. With this News 11 exclusive, I'm Jenny Day.